Morning, Alex. How are you?
Morning, Sheryl. I'm very well.
Oh, that's good. Thank you so much for coming on today. As you know, I'm interviewing a lot of the top salon owners across Australia and New Zealand. So naturally, I thought of you and wanted to have a chat with you about all your success and your hard work and perhaps some of your not troubles, but challenges, I suppose, in this business and how you overcame it as well. So.
Sure. Sure. So thank you for inviting me.
Oh, that's all right. Can you tell me a
Yeah,
little bit about, I know all about you, but not everyone does. So,
sure.
yeah.
Sure. I've got a salon in Lady Marmalade in
Mhm.
Melbourne, just off Chapel Street in
Yep.
Prahran.
Yes.
We've been there for 22 years now. We've kept it quite a smaller boutique salon. We
Mhm.
we tend to hover around the sort of 6 to 8 on staff, and occasionally within that 22 years, we've sort of tried to grow it to 10, which was relatively successful. And then as it's quite a transient industry, or it can be, sometimes you drop off, but I think the main thing there is just to really just try and stick to your goals and your vision.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I'm a cutter and a stylist. I do look for multi-talented team members that can do both cut
Do
and
both.
color.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're not an extension salon, or we don't do makeup or anything like that. We leave that to the other professionals that know how to do that really
Sure.
well.
Sure. Why
And
not hair extensions?
Look, it's just something that I've never really, to be honest, fallen in love with. I think the
Yeah.
look is great, and I think that there are definitely some artists out there that do it very, very well.
Yeah.
And over the years, we have had the opportunity to do that.
Hmm.
We've hired someone that is really keen in that, and we've allowed that in the salon, but we've never really promoted it as an extension salon.
No, fair enough.
Mm.
I love the look, but I actually had them and they just ruined my hair. So, for the ladies who can, it doesn't affect them, but yeah. So, what have been your challenges? As most of you know, and we help you as much as we can in finding the right staff.
Yeah.
What do you think the success is for finding and keeping the right team members?
Yeah, that's interesting. I think my later years, I've been hairdressing for over 30 years now. My later years has been that me personally, I'm more comfortable with my profession and running a team.
Yeah.
I think the first and foremost is just being really honest with your team members, being
Yes.
very transparent, and asking them, what it is that they are looking for.
Sure.
Whether that might be just, is it that you want to be rewarded with money, time, or gifts, or a pat on the back? Well, I ask that question a lot through one-on-ones that we have fortnightly.
Okay.
Those one-on-ones we try and really find what their goals are individually and also in their career and their within the salon.
Mhm.
We celebrate their celebrations and what they've done really well, and we also talk about their challenges as well.
Okay.
But just always, I think, keeping your team close to you and them being able to share your vision
Hmm.
and you able to share their vision.
Hmm.
Um, so there's not one thing that I feel that is the holy grail or that
Yeah.
question, whatever
Yeah.
it is. And in fact,
Yeah.
I think it's individual.
Yeah.
And what might keep you in the salon versus someone else.
Yeah.
Um, Education, um, a good work environment. I had one of my relatively new team members come up to me and say, I said, "Oh, how are you enjoying it here?" It was about 3, 4 months on, and
Yeah.
she said, "Oh." people come in smiling and they leave smiling. And
Oh,
I just thought, well, that's really, it means I'm doing my job. And I always check in with them, I
yeah.
check in with my style of leadership and making sure that they gel with that. And if they're
Mm.
not, it's up to me to change that.
I love that, Alex. You are such an inspiration to the industry. And I've known you for a long time now, and I've been doing recruitment for the hair and beauty industries for 13 years. And it's just so refreshing to see you and your growth and your team members and how they stay with you, because we do hear it a lot and it fascinates me. And it's people's mindsets that go, Sheryl, there's no one out there. People don't want to work anymore. What do you say to that, Alex?
Oh, look, I think that there's definitely someone always out there that
Yeah.
that want to be part of your tribe.
Mm.
That's something that I also really look at is are they the right fit for us?
Yes.
We've all had many, many occasions where, you might get bring someone on board. Um, but you really need to look for the right person. Unfortunately, there is a little bit of a shortage of team members out there, perhaps some, new apprentices coming through. That's certainly what I feel.
Yeah.
Um, However, in saying that, you're seeing a lot of salons out there. They've always got, generally enough staff on, with them. Um,
Yeah.
and I'm also of the belief that even if someone does want to move on or whatever it is for all the right reasons, um, and the biggest thrill that I get is that even if so, firstly, if they do want to move on, um, it's almost about or giving them a little exit interview as to what I could do better. But
Beautiful.
I'm
Beautiful.
thrilled when they do still want to continue hairdressing. And
Yeah.
I also am thrilled to feel that I've done the most that I possibly could with this particular team member at the time. And that's what makes me I guess feel that, people can move on. And in
Yeah.
this age they do.
They
Um,
do.
we don't even have, I mean, we're old school and we have that same career, but nowadays, people have three, four careers in their lifetime.
At
And
least.
and
At
good luck to
least.
them. And good luck to them. And I think that that's actually a positive. So
It's
yeah,
beautiful. A
yeah,
lot of people say to me, it's a funny mindset. I don't want to train them and educate them and spend all this money because they'll just go and leave me.
yeah, yeah.
And I
Look,
just think that that's fascinating.
yeah, yeah. Look, I mean, sometimes, of course, you feel a little bit like that. You feel a little bit, I guess when you have spent a lot of time. But then you've also just got to remember that your time with them and how you spend that and whether that was worth it. And if they leave a better hairdresser than when they came in, well, we've done our job. And so that
Yeah.
makes me happy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love it. And also that, what you've created in your business with educating this staff member to look after your clients as well. So,
Yes.
and it's a relationship. And I say that to everybody. It's like being in a work relationship or an intimate relationship. We come across people in our lives so we can grow and they can grow. And sometimes we just outgrow each other, whether that's friends or whatever. And it's the same with our team members. Sometimes we just outgrow each other, and that's okay. But as
Yeah.
long as we've learnt the lessons along the way and we've helped each other, it's a benefit to all parties.
100%. Absolutely.
Yeah. And do you mind sharing with me any of your challenges and how you've overcome them as a salon owner for so long, where a lot of salons are closing
Yeah.
down or,
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's right. Look, I think once again the challenges were sort of, I mean, I started the salon when I was 30. We opened up in 2003. It was actually Cup weekend. I had one stylist that started with me. And of course, there's many, many, many challenges through that. I have to say that Kassane, my life
Beautiful
partner,
wife.
business partner, and beautiful wife,
Yeah.
joined the team. It was about 6 months pre-COVID. We were getting coached by the Zing team as well, who
Yeah.
were just really fantastic. They helped us through the lockdown, but we actually worked every day through lockdown, and we were in the office, and we basically dismantled the business and put it back together with
Okay.
Kassane, myself in it. And I have to say, since then, of course, it's challenging, and of course, you've got cash flow problems, and of course, you can order the wrong brand of stock or whatever it is.
Yeah.
That's just business, and that's where you actually have to, um, um, you've got I've got my personal Alex, and then I have my business Alex, and you've got to know when to take that hat off.
Mm,
Um, so I guess what I'm trying to say here is that yes, it can be challenging, but you've got to really step back and have a look at it and
mm,
what the problem is. And
mm.
you've got to try and make it as smooth as possible in order to land that problem I actually sort of find these challenges, well, challenging, but that's what humans want. We need to be challenged at certain times and then review it and ask yourself why that happened.
Mhm.
Um, and it makes you a little, obviously I think a better person at the end of the day and hopefully a better boss.
Yeah,
Uh,
I agree. I agree.
but specifically challenges, look, I think lockdown was definitely challenging. We were
Mm.
doing color kits for our clients between where I live and work. Um, around that 5K radius, we could get people coming in, and I would mix plastic food containers with their recipe in it, and the developer and I put in
Yeah,
tin in it, and
yeah, yeah.
we overcome that challenge a little bit. Um, I think, I think, what I was saying, cash flow and that sort of thing. I talked to my bookkeeper about it, and I say, "Oh, we might not have had a great week this week, or whatever." And he says, "It's not about the week; it's about the 3 months. You can make it up." Um,
Perfect. Mm,
the
I
challenge
agree.
of actually showing up every day to work and being there for your team,
Mm,
um, and being that leader and putting on that leadership hat, whether they need a vision or whether they need coaching or whether they
mm,
need a friend.
mm.
You've got to be there for them.
Yeah.
So yeah, so business is challenging, but it's what I signed up for as well.
Right. And challenges make you grow.
That's
People don't
it.
see that. They just think, oh my God, doom, gloom. But it
Yeah,
actually makes you grow as a person. And,
yeah.
we do all our lessons so we can grow as human beings and help other people. So there's some days where you feel like pulling your hair out. And
Yeah,
how
yeah.
do you cope
Well,
on days like that? Do you go to the gym? Do you meditate? Do
yeah,
you?
that's actually a good question. I do a little bit of meditation or
Okay.
sort of either, go for a walk or sometimes I mean, once again, I've got Kassane who I can bounce off, which
Yeah. Yeah. Which
is
is
definitely
important.
really important and great, but then at the
Yeah.
same time, that's what we might be talking about it. But I think I think all of those things, making sure that you're clearing your mind in order for you to be able to, choose which way you want it to go or
Yeah.
try and come up with that sound conclusion.
Yeah, and instead of looking at all the negatives and all the problems, I don't know about you, but I look at the solutions instead of just
Mm,
sitting there going, oh my God, doom and gloom,
mm,
through COVID and everything like that. I'd go, well, what can I do? I can't
yeah,
change the problem. I can only
yeah,
focus on the solution.
yeah.
And Sometimes, I don't know about you, Alex, but when I get stressed, I go for a walk down the beach and look at the
I
waves.
love it.
And
Yeah.
it's funny how some answers come. It's like the ocean just is bizarre. It just clears your mind and you just get out. Even if I'm flat out busy in the office and everyone wants staff and stuff like that, if it all gets too much, I just go, all right, I'm stopping for a half an hour, an hour. I'm
Mm.
in overwhelm and I
Hmm.
can't help my salon owners or anyone if I'm in overwhelm. So I'll take off to the beach.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Absolutely. I don't think that's bizarre at all. I think that's where the magic happens, where the water hits the sand. But that might be another chat.
that's right.
Sheryl, do you think that there's a fair bit of doom and gloom out there in the industry?
I
What's your
hear
you
it.
speak to a
I
lot of
hear it
people?
every day that some of my
Right.
unfavorite things are when people ring me. I've been
Mm,
talking to all of our friends who are salon owners, and no one wants to work. There's no one out there. And
mm,
I just say, you've got to stop believing that. I
mm,
said, otherwise, I wouldn't have a business. And I said, do yourself a favor. And I say this on repeat, go out, walk around the suburb to the next suburb to the next suburb. Go and choose any suburb and look at salons. Do they have people working for them?
mm.
If
Yeah.
it's a yes, how come they've got someone working for them but you haven't?
Mm,
And I
mm.
mean that with respect.
Yes.
What are they doing differently in their business to attract team members and to keep team members?
Mm,
There's got to be a bit of a recipe. It's like making a cake. You can't make a cake with the wrong ingredients. And it's the same with salon owners in finding and retaining staff. Um, Naturally, people just want to come and work for you. If you're a good boss, you educate them, you listen to them, you do your weekly or fortnightly one-on-one sessions, find out how they want to be rewarded. It's no use giving them a bottle of wine if they don't drink, or if one of their goals is to buy a new fridge or to go away for a weekend with their partner. So let's work together so you can achieve your goals. It's like any relationship. Um, and I keep on saying this because I used to have a relationship agency and a dating agency. You can't expect, people to come and work with you that are hardworking, loyal, honest, and unless you're this type of person. You might find them, but they're going to flit off like a relationship is with an intimate partner. And you've got to look after them. And if it's not working, one of the hardest things to do is look in the mirror and say, who do I need to become to be successful so people want to work with me and stay with me?
Yeah, that's right. And like I said, I think before, you've got to find the right tribe. Like, if someone wants to go and work in not it's interesting, being just off Chapel Street, it's hustling and bustling, and you
Yeah,
would think that there would be a lot of kids, when I talk about kids, apprentices
yeah.
that want to be on Chapel Street, but actually, I mean, some do, yeah, sure, and
They love
and
the
a lot
vibe.
don't. They
Yeah,
love the vibe. And but it's got to, what I'm saying, it's got to suit exactly whether you're putting a partner together or a team member together, but on the flip side of that is I don't take it all. We work really hard, and I put everything in place, but then I also am on the floor. I don't take things too seriously either. I'm actually part of the team. When I'm on the floor, I'm an employee. Of course, you've got to step into that employer
leadership.
leadership when we need to, but otherwise, we're cutting away, and I can have a chat with my fellow team members, and we're having a good time. We're having a great time, and I think that's
Yeah.
what also helps keep our team happy, successful, and they want to have a good time at work, you know?
And most of their time is at work.
That's
You've got to
right.
be happy.
That's right. That's right.
um,
Well, I've spent 22 years in the same spot, and every time I think about it, I think, well, I can't even remember what last 10 years was, but
Yeah,
I very
yeah,
much live in the present. But
yeah,
uh, if you had a bird's eye view looking down on, the salon footprint, I've probably made many, many, many squiggles and lines with my tracking.
it's
Um,
okay. That's okay.
but yeah, look, yeah, and that's great with yourself that obviously you're putting people together, whether it's relationships or whether it's, trying to find staff for people like us that are too busy to do that ourselves.
Yeah,
That's where I always call on you and think, Sheryl, what can we do here? How can we
yeah.
change it a little bit? This is now our theme. This is, who we're trying to attract. And people like yourself, I love working with people like yourself that
Thank
I
you.
consider you're on my team.
Oh, definitely. And I always think of that. We're just an extension of your team. We're
Mm,
not an outside force. We're actually trying to get to know you so we
mm,
can get inside of your heads to create the picture and tailor it.
yeah.
Once again, like my dating and relationship agency, I've just changed a little bit. Um, but, if we can create that beautiful picture and paint that scenario and try and match you with the right team members, and that can be organically too through the ad and the advertising and the marketing. And then our
Mhm.
job is done to a degree. And then it's your job to keep them there.
That's right. 100%.
If you like them, if you don't
Right.
like them,
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
you've got another
Well, I mean,
problem.
we've also had the conversation of, I think a few years ago when I'd I'd phone interviewed somebody
Yeah,
and they weren't, I can't remember what it was about, but it was just, I don't know if it was right for us or right for them, or it might have been the area. And I actually, I might have even been a cold call. And then I said, oh, look, you've got to talk to Sheryl. She'll be able to look after you. And so it came in the back way where I
yeah,
had this candidate that didn't really know how to get into the system or the workforce and
I
the
remember that.
industry. And then I'd introduce them to you to be able to sort of place them properly. So
And we'd
yeah,
marketed them, I think, and found them something.
yeah, yeah, of
Yeah,
course.
which is another
Yeah,
way of doing it as well,
yeah,
which is something in the pipeline where we do our star candidates, where we actually get them job ready, Alex, is the next
great,
stop. So,
great.
and some of the poor little apprentices, they get so nervous about going for an interview as well. So, our
Mm,
job role is to calm them down, let them know that, it's a win-win for both parties. So you're actually interviewing them as well and how to dress,
mm,
what
mm,
questions to ask.
mm.
And what questions they don't have to answer. For example, they're not allowed to say their name, sorry, their name, their age, unless it's on their
Oh,
resume.
yeah, sure.
Are they going to have children?
Yeah,
All these things. So they're fully
yeah.
aware of their rights before they actually step into the workforce, because a lot of
Mm,
them don't know how to do that. They can write a resume, but let's write it so it's
yeah,
and get you job ready.
yeah,
Because not everyone's a great
yeah. No,
boss like
that's
you,
really
Alex,
good.
believe it or not.
But beg your pardon?
Not everyone is a great boss like you as well.
Oh, thank you very much. That's
That's all
so
right.
kind of you,
No, I
Sheryl.
mean
But
it. I mean
yeah,
it.
yeah.
It's
Look,
and I don't want them to work for someone who's not treating them properly either
mm,
and puts them
mm,
off of the industry, which
mm.
can happen as well.
Yeah, correct. You always want to try and get, yeah, the little young ones to, especially the first years, they need to be nurtured. They need to be, taught hairdressing. Of course, there's cleaning and all of that sort of stuff, but I still clean. I'm
That's
still got a broom,
oh, see,
monkey
that's
monkey
great.
do. I need to make sure that I'm,
You
showing
know,
those values in the salon because I have full respect of that. And
yeah.
and then they do it, all my team members do it. There's no job to, I always say the hierarchy isn't this way, or we don't have a hierarchy, but we're all on a horizon rather than a
Top to
vertical
bottom. Yeah.
top to bottom. That doesn't work
Yeah.
for me. It's, the first year is just as important as the senior.
Oh, of
And,
course, of course. The way they
but
wash their hair to
I
the way
really
they
like
greet them.
that. Yeah, that's actually even more so because, if Kasane's not there, playing maitre d', then I've generally got my juniors there, and that's the first point of contact. So
It's
something that
important.
we really try and hone in on all those touch points of the
What were you going to
salon.
say before? You really like the idea of,
I really love the idea that you try and get them all ready for, interview, and you could almost even sort of run, oh, here's my creative mind
oh,
thinking,
it's all
but
right. I'm
be
creating at
running,
3 o'clock in the morning.
yeah. But it sounds to me like it's almost individual, but individually that they come on. But you could almost have a little class every Tuesday night on Zoom that, just touches through, and you give them a half-hour group. I don't know. I'm just sort of
Right, we
thinking
can
that's
do that together,
what they need.
Alex. Tuesday
Yeah, why
nights.
not?
All right,
Absolutely.
all right. I'd love to do
100%.
that. If you're
Yeah.
open to it, we could
Yep.
set up some
100%.
classes. See what
Yeah.
happens when creative minds come together.
Well, this is the other thing that I'm really looking at, really sort of moving into the education space with obviously my team, but fellow team members. We're of a society now that we need to collab. We need to
Mm,
get together to be able to create magic.
yeah,
And gone are the days where I'm holding things close and guarding them with my life.
yeah.
Whereas now I just want to make sure that I share everything. And I'm really open to giving.
Giving me goosebumps now.
uh,
It's
No, it's
it's
true.
it's
I think we're going to see a lot of that, a lot of collaboration, a lot of businesses, different businesses getting together in order to, really show and teach people. And this is the other thing is that it's human.
mm,
I'm all into AI. I'm all into, where the world's going, but I'm also into touch points with humans teaching humans, and what is it that we can share and give to the industry, whether you've been doing it for 30 years or whether you've been doing it for 3 days.
I totally agree. I actually spoke to, and I can't say his name, he's come into the industry. He's a financial planner. And he rang me a few months ago and said, Sheryl, I've just taken over this really big salon in Sydney.
Hmm.
Um, so I need your help. And I said, do you mind me asking, as a financial advisor, why you choose the hair industry if you don't know anything about it? He said, I've done a lot of research, and it's one of the only industries that is not going to be taken over by AI,
Mm,
because I can't imagine robots doing your hair or your beauty services, because we go there as human beings to be touched and to be nurtured. Sure, they might be doing some of your admin or whatever, or serving teas and coffee to your clients, or doing, but it's that personal touch, Alex.
yeah.
And I think days are gone where we see other salon as our competitors or other
Mm.
people as our competition, instead of actually working together as a whole to help people in this industry.
Mm. Look, absolutely. I mean, the area that I'm specifically in around that Prahran, South Yarra, Windsor, I haven't checked the latest stats, but for many, many years, it was the most highly densely populated area
Is
of.
that your puppy?
Yeah, this is Chaz. She
Oh,
just
hello,
say hello.
gorgeous.
Yeah,
My
yeah.
cat normally
She'll just
joins
say
in,
hello.
so she's
Ho-
gorgeous.
Hopefully she doesn't bark because
That's right.
you'll lost your speakers.
That's right.
Um, but yeah, no, I'm definitely never scared of competition. I catch up with many hairdressers down the road consistently. We talk about things. I mean, literally, I would imagine that this particular person that I'm talking about. He's literally one block down, and we both share ideas,
Right.
and he says to me the next week that we get together or the fortnight, and he goes, "Oh, I got that thing that you told me to do," and it's just a little flyer and whatever else, and we share ideas because gone are the days of guarding what I guard
No.
my IP, but I don't
Yeah, of
guard, you know,
course. Of course.
um,
Maybe we need to set up a little group for salon owners that can come together that actually want to share ideas. Only positive ones allowed.
100%.
If
Absolutely.
no negative Nancy's,
Yeah,
you have to
yeah,
stay
yeah,
outside.
yeah, yeah. Well, if they're negative, it means that they need to share something and are happy to listen, but it's got to be constructive.
Yeah, if they come in, it's got to be a problem, but then we've got
Yep,
to look
that
on
we
the
can solve.
solution. Yes,
That's
yes.
it. That's it. Good.
So, um, summing up, what
Yes.
what would you like to share that could help other salon owners out there?
Okay. Um,
There are probably a million things, but is there
yeah,
a couple of
yeah,
things?
that's look, I'm really proud of my industry.
Mm,
It's definitely given me my lifestyle, and now our lifestyle, with Kassane. We've, you know, we've been able to, go on holidays and
yeah.
raise a family and live in a nice, house.
Mm,
Um, Even though that it can be hard work and sometimes you can't have that holiday or whatever
mm,
it is, I think what we do as hairdressers is we are givers and our job is to make people feel great. There's that saying that you probably know, people forget what you say and do, but they always remember how you made them feel. Um,
love that one.
and I think, well, I've always said to myself, if I don't enjoy what I'm doing, I'm going to hang up the scissors.
Yeah.
And at this point, I probably keep going past my use by date, maybe, or past 65 or whatever retirement is.
Long time off yet,
Just
Alex.
keep giving, treat
Mm.
people the way that you want to be treated.
Oh, can I
Uh,
say something about that?
yes, yes,
And I had a session with someone the other day that said, don't treat people the way that you want to be treated, treat people the way that they want to be treated. For example, people have different love languages, and if you can find out if they like to be rewarded with, like you said before, appreciation, do
correct.
that because we might be appreciated with hugs or a bottle of wine or a pat on the
Yeah.
back, but other people don't want that bottle of wine or that pat on their back. They want to see the money because
Mm,
money's really important to them. So sorry
yeah.
to interrupt you there.
No, no, I think that's definitely a big part of our industry is to try and tap into, what people are really searching for.
Yeah.
And the way of the language. I mean, Ghislaine's done a lot of NLP work as well. But I
Okay,
think as
interesting.
hairdressers, beg your pardon?
I said interesting. I've
Yeah.
wanted to do NLP as well.
Yeah, look, it is pretty interesting, and I mean, I just literally just scraped the surface of that, whereas she dives into it a little bit deeper. Great for when you've got team members, and there's all these different questions that you can ask them, and have fun with it. But I think us in hairdressing and I guess the experienced ones, we can all almost just sense that,
Mm,
um, and really trying to find out what it is that makes them happy,
yeah,
and that's what I do, whether it's my team, whether it's my clients, whether it's my friends, whether it's my family. Someone once said to me, "Hard conversations, easy life." Easy
like that.
conversation, hard life.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, that's a good one.
sometimes you got to have that hard convo in order to have an easy life.
And I
Um,
think a lot of people, sorry to interrupt, a lot of
no.
people find hard to have those conversations. They don't like the word confrontation, but
Mm,
it doesn't have to be a confronting conversation.
mm,
It can be a
correct.
lovely conversation over a cup of coffee rather than one of the things I always say to our clients is please don't interview. A lot of people try and do mass interviews where they interview too many people at the one time, or there might be two people interviewing someone, or there might be a team meeting that they do. And I said, okay, if you want to do your team meetings, but it's really important to have one-on-one because not everyone will feel confident to open up in a team environment for lots of different reasons.
Yeah, that's right. We do a huddle every morning, just a 10, 15 minute huddle. We start at 10. We our first clients come in at quarter past 10. We
Okay.
go through the day, we check in with everybody, making sure that they feel right. Um, I mean, it changes daily, but if I can see that, Cheryl, you're just a little bit upset today, or you're a bit flat, or
Yeah,
whatever it might be, we might just sort of just check in with you.
yeah,
That might then lead to a quick kind of coffee or something like that, but very rarely it does. More so
yeah,
just, hey, I've got a bit of a headache today, and I
yeah,
would just say, right, team, let's get around Cheryl. She
yeah.
needs a little bit of help today.
That's
Um,
beautiful, Alex.
what can we do? So we have that huddle with the team in the morning. We have our one-on-ones fortnightly, and then we've obviously got our team meetings, monthly and quarterly. So we definitely check in with them all the time. But like you said, I think there's a time and place in order to, if someone needs to sort of be put back on track, you're not going to do that in a team meeting. You're going to do that on the one-on-one or
Yeah,
whatever
in a nice way too. People
goal
don't want to,
setting.
yeah.
Yeah,
And people
yeah,
need that praise. They don't need to be told off. Most of the times they know they've done something wrong.
yeah.
So it's no
Well,
good yelling at them.
yeah, I did a course once and it was about the leaderships of, visionary and pace setting and coach and friend. And then there was the army sergeant, and apparently you need to pull out the army sergeant cap about, 1% of the time, but
Yeah,
pull out
yeah,
all the others first,
yeah.
depending on what that particular person needs. Um, but yeah, look, it's yeah, yeah. We can
Well,
go on all day, Cheryl.
you what? Sorry?
I said we can go on all day.
Oh, I think we could sit here and talk all day. So we
Yeah,
better go
yeah,
and get some work done.
yeah,
But thank you so much, Alex. And we've loved working with you. You're one of our favorite clients. You're always open, and we feel confident in presenting candidates to you as well because we don't have to, if we are interviewing them, we don't have to tell them what to do because they're in good hands.
yeah. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it, Cheryl.
All right. And we'll talk more about our ideas another time.
Absolutely, I'm there with you.
All right. Have a great day.
You too.
Bye
Bye-bye.
for now.